Okay, so I'm going to read this quickly. I've covered this before, but we're going to cover a really, really simple strategy for sort of reanimating your agency or your design studio or your marketing business if you're feeling stuck or stale or are struggling to get clients. So again, I've covered this in our course community, which is a good example of this approach in action. You can check out the links below if you're interested in seeing some live examples. All right, so number one, you are going to use a course to sell your services, right? So rather than doing outreach where you are ostensibly trying to get clients and pitching yourself and doing that sort of thing, you're going to create a course. There are a shit ton of ways of doing this in an effective way. You don't need to use one particular kind of software or service or LMS. Just find the solution that's best for you. I've covered some different options as well. We use things like Gumroad. We have a full-featured LMS that's built on the Pathright platform, etc. Just pick whatever it is that you're actually going to follow through on and use that, right? So for an example, something like how to add testimonials to your blog, to your landing page, or to your WordPress site, let's say, as an example, would be something that you could create a course around that's very, very appealing to your ideal audience, your quintessential client, that is sort of altruistic in nature. In other words, you're actually doing something or offering something and teaching something that has a tremendous amount of obvious value to your client base. If you're a restaurant or you're selling design services to restaurants, for an example, or therapists or life coaches or dentists or car detailers, it doesn't matter if you're teaching them how to add their public reviews, Yelp, Google, otherwise, to their website in a way that actually wins them more trust in their community, showcases their finest work, their favorite reviews, etc. It's obviously a valuable proposition to them, right? Step number two, you're going to give your course away. You don't need to sell it. You can, but you don't need to. It's just further reinforces this sort of kind of altruistic value proposition if you give it away. All right. You are going to, this is step three, you're going to demonstrate how to do the exact service you're offering honestly, ethically, and with full transparency, right? So for an example, if you're teaching or you created this course around adding testimonials or reviews to a website for doctors or therapists or restaurants or sports agents or life coaches or whoever it is that you're serving, you just simply create a dummy website that actually demonstrates the end result, right? So folks can actually see that within the course itself. Step number four, you're going to include affiliate links to the exact offers you are using to empower your audience. That's really a confusing way of saying, because I wrote this a while ago, essentially what you want to do here is, if you're using, let's say, testimonials.to or Senja or one of those testimonial review-based platforms, they have an affiliate program. So simply apply for the affiliate program and just refer folks within the course, the ebook, whatever it is that you're using to teach your clients, just offer that link in the cohort itself. All right, you are going to earn affiliate commissions this way, obviously, right? So folks who have no interest in hiring you to actually do the service, or they already have an existing designer or developer or marketing person, they're still going to need the actual software that actually powers the reviews or testimonials, and therefore when they click on those links and they try or buy that software, when they sign up, you get paid, right? So now you're actually earning money from folks who, aren't paying you anything, right? They're not hiring you. You may never even know their real name. Some people take courses in our community and, they use like fake names or made up pseudonyms or whatever. All right. but they still click on links and they buy things that actually, compensate or offer affiliate earnings for our community. Even if they used a pseudonym to sign up for the course. All right. Step number, what is this step? I think it's 7. You are going to offer a done for you service that actually does the thing that you're teaching, right? So you're going to get a small percentage of people who are going to say, and that small percentage could be higher for you than it is for me. It could be, 10%, 20%, but or higher. And essentially, those are folks who are going to say, wow, this is exciting, but I'm a doctor, a therapist, a car detailer, a sushi restaurant, a life coach, an esthetician, whatever it is that you're targeting in your local community or in your niche or industry. And they're going to say, this is great, but I have no idea how to do this. And I don't know anyone to hire to do this. Can you do it for me? Right? And now all of a sudden you have this very altruistic offer that turns into a real relationship with your quintessential client or target market, etc. Right? Folks are obviously not going to know how to add code or design a landing page, etc. on their own. Largely 99% don't in the real world, and they're going to need to find somebody to actually do the thing that you just demonstrated because they can't do it for themselves. All right. And the last couple pieces of this is, I'm going to keep this a little bit short, so I don't want this to be really, really long, but you want to have a back-end offer that you can actually incorporate into, let's say it was testimonials or reviews that you're building into this landing page to show them how to do this. You're going to want maybe a testimonial collection service, like where you're actually then going out and creating these like automated campaigns for your clients where you can actually work with them to, collect testimonials from every new client that doctor gets or that therapist gets or that restaurant gets. So maybe you would set up like an email newsletter system or, some sort of automated process or a product that helps empower, a small percentage of those clients who hired you to actually work with you on an ongoing basis, right? So, something that actually gives you some continuity. So you have a small amount of clients who will be paying you a larger amount of money on a monthly basis. All right. You want to be systematic in how you reach out to people. I mean, the most important parts of this process that people really, myself included, often kind of drop the ball with is the outreach. Like you need to actually reach out to people, do the work, and, contact actual humans in the world if you want to get clients, right? I mean, if you just think about all these things and they sound great in theory, but you never actually send the emails, etc., you're never actually going to turn the dial in your favor, right? In your direction. So it's just another reason why using something like testimonials is or reviews or that sort of offer is such a, great kind of initial thing to incorporate into your, design or marketing studio. For an example, there's nobody who, the challenge that people have, of course, is that email outreach and what to say and all those sorts of things. But if you're using the review/testimonial style approach, it's very easy to get responses. If you send me an email that says, hey, Ian, loved your most recent book, noticed it had 96 5-star reviews, would love to actually show you how you can put all those reviews from Amazon on your website, on your landing page, because that is going to empirically raise your book sales, right? I mean, that's a fact. That's not my fact. It's Amazon's fact, right? Amazon and every entity that, knows anything about book sales know that reviews obviously drive sales, right? So if I have a website right now that says, Joe Blow loved my book, and I have his initials and his review that I coded onto a website, that's one form of, good. But if you have the actual review from Amazon itself with his name, linked from the Amazon page itself in a widget sort of thing, that is much more appealing, obviously, to someone who's interested in, checking out my book. All right. So it's really great to be able to have an email subject line and an outreach that actually is about your client, right? You're not selling anything yourself. You're not trying to say, hey, this is what we can do for you. You're instead saying, hey, Joe, we noticed your pizza place has got 426 fantastic, Yelp reviews. That's amazing. Did you know that you could put all those on your website, Joe? Here's a short course that I created that'll show you exactly how to do that. It's free. Check it out. I'm a local marketing person here in Atlantic City or in Cleveland or in Kansas or whatever it is. Very, very simple to actually, get people to be thankful and grateful because you're doing something that is really, altruistic. You're helping them and you're not selling anything. All right. And then I'm not going to really cover all of these extra details. This was part of a course, using this whole approach, but, you're going to get a certain amount of numbers, of metric, a spread of metric, let's say, that will, they may not be the same for you. So I don't even want to kind of cover all these, but most people who take the course are not even going to contact you. You're not going to get any follow-up from them. They're going to be appreciative. They're shy. They're like stalkers, wallflowers, whatever, but they're never actually going to reach out to you. But they will click on those affiliate links. They will sign up for the service or have their own designers and developers sign up with the service. That's cookied now to you, meaning you get paid every month from the testimonials, .to software, the Senja, whatever it may be that you're using in this particular example, on a monthly basis, right? So you can make easy commissions this way. And then a smaller percentage of those folks will actually, buy your service. They'll actually say, hey, can you do this for me? What does it cost? And, how do we get started? And then there's a subset of that group that will also, want the continuity or, the monthly kind of recurring service that you have to figure out what it is that you're going to offer, like something like a monthly testimonial / review kind of, a collection or automation, or you're following up with their clients, an email campaign where every month a dentist, his clients or her clients get, emails that you write that are, designed to facilitate more reviews, etc. All right. So, that's the continuity piece. I'm not really going to cover this here, but all this is just a very, very long-winded way of saying use courses, teach. The education marketing model is fantastic. And it's something that the vast majority of, designers, marketing people, etc., don't think about using in terms of getting clients, for client acquisition, for lead acquisition. It's, people use courses to make money and to teach and become, gurus or all that sort of stuff. But using these in a very strategic, systematic, and low-key way to actually build real rapport, real relationships, real trust, real transparency with your ideal audience, your quintessential client community, your target market, your local niche, whatever it may be, is really, really an underrated and, to my eye, a very highly appreciated way of standing out and differentiating yourself from your niche neighbors, your professional peers, your other, people who do the same thing that we all do in the world, and, doing it in a very ethical and transparent way. All right. Our motto, not surprisingly, teach what you know, do what you love, wake up the world with your work. We're actually launching this whole sort of platform for authors called atinybookabout.com. It's live now, but this is really the exact approach that we're using with authors to do outreach to authors. Offering them services like these and courses like these, which you can actually see in our course platform now, that really use this exact approach, as a way of truly developing relationships and cultivating a community that actually is ethical and that's open and that's easy, and it's not pitchy, it's not pushy, it's not salesy. So I urge you to consider it if it's something that you think would be interesting to you, and if you feel like your brand or your business or your studio or your agency could use like a bump or a boost or an interesting adventure. I love courses and I love them in this context. Okay, thanks so much for listening. If you have questions, feel free to ask. I'll actually post a couple links to courses in our community where I cover some of this in a little bit more detail, and you're happy or you're welcome to check those out if that sounds interesting. Thanks so much. Have a wonderful day. I appreciate you listening.